As we have reported many times on Nightcast, people in crisis end up in hospitals for days, even weeks at a time. Well, Dakota County wants to build a 16-bed crisis and recovery center, but not everyone is supportive.
Both supporters and opponents packed into this meeting, held just 100 feet from where the county wants to build it.
What was terrifying is because I was being so vulnerable in that situation. Like a week after that, I didn't go out of the house. Like I was terrified to go anywhere because I'm like, now they know me and they know my story and like they already prejudge all these people they called us, so I was scared. My childhood was marked with a lot of fear, trauma, abuse. I was mute as a child. I didn't speak. I spoke through my doll, named Zoo Baby, and she was my voice box until I was in first grade. So I don't think I honestly used my voice to advocate for what I really needed. I don't think I knew how to put those into words. I was bullied so bad in middle school. 8th grade, I think, is when I first self-harmed for the first time. That I was hurting so bad. And again, I didn't know how to say that and put that into words. 2 weeks into my 11th grade year, I had got suspended for harming myself at school. And from there, I went to the hospital and I spent a significant time in the hospital. 2 weeks later, I was admitted to a residential treatment center because I was still harming myself and I wasn't getting better. Stepping into adulthood, I knew that I had the resources I needed, and during that time I was stable. I felt the most stable. I was taking my medications. I had friends, and I just felt like the best I've been because I never felt like that. In 2010, I had just left my partner. I had no identity. I was stripped of my autonomy. I didn't know who I was because I was told all these things that weren't true. That I was a horrible person, that my family hated me, that I would never be able to survive without this person. I hated that time of my life, and that's why I'm scared to death. I'm just gonna be alone the rest of my life because I'm scared to die. I don't trust myself. I've lost trust in myself. And so I contacted my dad, and he took me to the hospital. And the hospital told me that I had to be sent to a actual psychiatric hospital because I was in that much need of care. I was not safe to be on my own. They did an evaluation and decided you are not in a stable mind to go home. So I ended up going to commitment court or civil court. I felt like I kind of had a voice, but I also had doctors talking and making all the decisions for me. I didn't have a say in what went on. I was just kind of told this is what you're going to take for medication and this is who you're going to see and you're going to check in, this many times a week. So I don't feel like I really did. After my stay at the hospital, I was doing everything I could on my own to stay stable, but I couldn't do it. I needed help. And that's when they recommended Guild. I came to Guild in 2014, and I was immediately welcomed by the most nicest people who didn't judge me for the situation I was in, and they told me exactly what was going to happen, so I wasn't scared of what was going to happen because again, I didn't know this was a new environment. And I got so much help. The staff was amazing. They talked me through things. They, told me this is going to be okay. Don't look in the rearview mirror. That is behind you. Everything that's happening now is behind you. There was no judgment at Guild. I could come in on some of my worst days crying and I was never judged. I was just talked to, and we talked through it and there was just never any judgment. And that was huge to me. I felt like I was very listened to at Guild. My needs, what I needed we're immediately like, okay, what resources can we get for you? Like, how can we make this happen? Whether you're homeless, whether you have a house, whether you need a house, whether you need a job, whether you need medication management, whether you need just a social life, they have a wonderful like drop-in program that you can have, that you can meet people that are like you, that aren't gonna judge you because they're dealing with the same like problems in their life. So it's just a safe environment to just be you. Guild gave me skills that made me confident that I could try this on my own. Like, I had been given all the resources before I like ended with Guild, and I had gotten that closure, like, I'm gonna try this on my own. But they also told me that if I ever need them again, their door is always open. I can, come back anytime. And that was comforting, knowing that like, I don't have to do this alone. I can try it, but if it doesn't work, I have people. When I think of Guild's mission to empower voices, I think that they set you up for success. They want to see you succeed. They want you to go out in the world and experience it and do it on your own. In 2022, I got like an email and I saw that they were going to have a city council meeting about the potential of building this crisis and recovery center in my town. And I thought, this would be a perfect opportunity to tell them why this is so important. Because I think so many people misunderstand like what mental health is. They just like see the negative part of mental health. When we all have mental health, it's just mental health is a spectrum.
Good evening. I'm Sara Hillstrom. I've been a resident of West St. Paul for 10 years now. I thought it was important to come out and speak tonight because I have firsthand experience.
I honestly feel like I couldn't have done that without Guild, because they were all there that night being like, you can do this, we love your story, this is so important, and we're so happy that you are willing to share this and be vulnerable. It is an empowering feeling because you know that going forward, like, now that you have that voice.